Welcome to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm John White. Today we're in an organic garden run by Olin Koch, and Olin is an organic gardener. Welcome to Southwest Yard and Garden.
Thank you.
Olin, you've been gardening for a number of years, and we've always tried to teach people about the benefits of a fall garden, and here's the proof in the pudding. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing here.
Well, I have been organic gardening now for about 8 or 9 years, and
Looks like successfully.
well, it you know, trial and error. You get it right after a while. But I grow a variety of greens. I really enjoy the fall gardening as opposed to the summer gardening because it's a lot cooler. And with regards to the amount of water that I need and insect problems, it seems to be just better all around for me in terms of the amount of time and work that I have to put in to get a beautiful looking crop.
Now, when were these crops started?
I planted these, I think, about the second week of September.
Okay.
I usually plant the above ground crops on waxing moon, generally around a full moon, and then the root crops, beets and carrots, turnips, I'll plant on a waning moon.
Okay.
It's just something that I grew up with, and it's just the way I do it.
Okay. What are some of the crops that we have here? What'd you call your garden here?
This particular bed here I call my stir fry bed because it primarily has oriental greens in it, and so I have some tatsoi here and some bok choy. They're both members of the cabbage family, and then I have some small beets for beet greens, and I have some mizuna in here also, which is a kind of a mustard.
Okay.
And so when I'm harvesting from this bed, I can come out here. If I'm preparing a meal for myself, I can just walk down this one bed here and get a nice mix of color and texture to put in the wok to stir fry.
Now, you did mention you were doing some succession plantings. You want to kind of tell the viewers a little bit about what succession gardening is?
What I will do in order to keep food on the table and food for the market, I will plant about every 2 weeks. And so in this particular garden area, I have 12 beds. And so as a general rule, I will plant 3 of these beds at a time. Then generally by the time I have planted the last set of 3 beds, which is the 4th turn, which is 8 weeks, then the first bed has matured and is empty. So then I'm starting again. So I'm always having a supply of greens.
Okay.
And also some are mature, and then some will be small, like baby lettuces, or I can sell thinnings and things like that. So.
Okay. What is, can you tell us a little bit about looks like you got a system down pat here.
This system it was developed over a period of time. When I first moved here, and I still had tomatoes on the bush in November, and when the freeze came, cold weather was coming, I went and frantically tried to cover everything with plastic, and things froze. This 30-degree temperature swing is something to deal with here. So what I figured was the easiest thing to do in covering the most space was to create these panels that I have here, and they are made from livestock panels, which is an item. It's a prefabricated fence part, basically is what it is. And I take it and I cut it with a grinder in the center and bend it to 4 feet wide, attach a strip of wood to the edges, and then I just take some sheet construction plastic and pull it over the top and staple it using some roofing tins so the plastic won't tear. I lay this across the bed, and then on the side that stays on the ground, I bury the plastic to seal one side. And then by putting these end to end, basically I can cover a 48-foot bed. This is a 48-foot bed with pretty much a single airspace. And this is very effective in terms of keeping heat in and on the bed, in the soil, as we are getting cooler and cooler temperatures at night.
And your soil actually works as your heat reservoir and gives it off at night, and the
Exactly.
plastic keeps it trapped in.
Exactly.
Why do we need the plastic if we've got a cool season crop?
We have a cool season crop, and it really depends upon the variety or the type of cool weather crop that you're planting. Lettuce, for example, is a cool weather crop, but it is not extremely cold tolerant. When the temperature drops below about 28 degrees, there's actual damage to the structure of the plant leaf itself, where some other plants such as collards, cabbage, and some of these members of the cabbage family, the bok choy and the tatsoi, can handle those cooler temperatures a lot better than the lettuce. So if it is going to get cold, and again with a 30-degree temperature swing, sometimes you get unexpectedly it will be 25 or 23 or 20 degrees, sometimes cooler than that. So these panels will act also in a manner to sort of keep the effect of that temperature swing from stressing the plant as well. If it's going to be 30 degrees, actually I can keep it about 40 or 45 degrees under the plastic. And the plant likes that better.
Okay. Well, Lynn, it looks like you have a very successful operation here, and I appreciate you being on Southwest Yard and Garden.
All right. Thank you.